Hey, it's Nikki and Tanya. Hey, we're 1,000 eyes on one. It's 30 Tuesday.
Booyaka, booyaka.
I fresh out of a game of D&D like literally 4 minutes ago and had to change a very horrific diaper.
Fresh
And
out of
so
work.
I'm like out of breath from running to the computer.
The universe has conspired against us today, y'all,
Oh
because
my god. What
was
a
it
day.
harder than it needed to be?
What a day.
I did say that. Actually, no, I never said that.
I'm like
Uh,
checking my settings and shit.
I know. I'm like, okay, let me get on the tubes. At
Okay,
least it's
I'm
not going
good.
to blare out at me because we're
Oof.
already live. Um,
Dun,
yeah,
dun, theme song. Dun.
you sounded just like me.
Every time I play that, when I've been editing using the monitor, like the studio monitors instead of my headphones, and every time I play it, Donut's like, Nikki.
Me and Donut are besties until he's
Yeah,
besties with like his dad or his nanny. And I don't take it personally.
he does kind of
But
jump back and forth between us. So, welcome back to 30 Tuesdays. I am drinking a pumpkin beer out of my skeleton wine glass.
my sister is telling me that my brother is at her house and the kids are still up. I'm like, then he can watch them.
FTK. That's what I say on a Tuesday night.
Amen to that. I am drinking a Radberger German
Radabaga.
beer. No,
Oh,
bitte ein
this is
bisschen
what I
different.
have.
Oh, that
Pumpkin.
pumpkin looks like it'll slash your stomach open.
It's pretty good. What is the alcohol content?
Oh no, the beer looks
8.6.
good. The pumpkin looks like it
Oh
has a
yeah, he's
mission.
mean.
It's on a revenge mission.
Imperial pumpkin ale. It's pretty good. It's 8.6.
He said, I am the king.
So I only really need to be drinking one of these. I don't think I can do 32 for this 30
Oh no.
Tuesday.
How much is this? Did you know this beer is vegan? Oh,
All bears
yes.
aren't vegan.
No, I think that some of them are not. When I was vegan, I had to like seek out vegan wines and beer because I think there's things they put in it that are
This
like
is why like vegetarian is reasonable to me. Could never do vegan.
veganism is
Like you
hard.
mean I have to check my beer to see if
Yeah,
it's
you
vegan?
gotta check
That's
it all.
crazy.
Check it all. Hold on. I want to show off my key and my stars.
I love it. I didn't dress up
My
tonight. I was so
shiny forehead.
tired. I'm in my Thrones gear. My hoodie's not even
So
lined up right.
so we tried. I almost
I wore
grabbed I
blue
have another
lipstick for her
can
blue
of like
hair.
water. Yes, blue blue.
I don't
And
have
I
water.
have a can. Well, I thought this was. I grabbed the can of water. You know, the liquid death water.
Hmm.
It's a tall can like this, and I looked at it. I was like, oh, water. What is this?
Poison.
It's like the equivalent of me drinking milk at 9:04.
Instead of a glass of water next to me, I have a second pumpkin.
Way to commit! I love it. So we've got a special guest joining us soon.
Huge Coraline fan.
Huge Coraline fan. I won't say any more about her because she could talk about it when she gets here. But I will talk about my dragonfly.
Love
Yeah.
it.
Oh, and I got this, and I also have the little icing thing, but it's off camera, so this is what we'll work with today. My experience with Coraline. Well, first of all, I thought I'd seen it before. Me and Tanya and her husband started watching it over the weekend, and about 4 minutes in after the credits, I was like, this is all
What is
new
this
to
shit?
me, guys. I have literally never seen it in my life. Um, and so it was fun for me. So we stopped watching it. Hold on, I got like computer issues. So we stopped watching it so we could all watch it our own time because I like to watch things for the first time by myself. I'm very selfish in my viewing habits that way. Yeah, and I'll wait till Jackie comes
I saw it
before I
years
think about it.
ago and it ended up being scarier than I anticipated for like a kids movie. Like I wasn't like having nightmares or anything, but um I thought of it as just like a little children's movie, and I was like, oh, this might be scary for kids. So I was gonna
Mhm.
play it for my 7-year-old. He just turned 7, and I was like, this might be scary for him. Like, I don't know. I mean, I could
That's what I
try
was
it
just
out.
about to ask. Like, would you let him watch it?
I'd let him watch it and see if he got scared of it, but I felt like it might be scary for him, especially like later into the movie when the mom turns. That might be scary
Hmm.
for him, but
Would
I
you
don't
be
know.
scared if he started calling you other mommy?
Yes,
Other
yes, I would.
mommy. Other
Considering I live in
mommy
a
gives
haunted
me egg
apartment,
bread.
just so you know, there's still okay. There's a balloon on the ceiling still, and it just moved down
Well,
to the coat rack.
for further paranormal updates, the candle that turned on the other day is still on. It won't turn off with any of my remotes, and
Nice.
it's not supposed to flicker. And last night, while I was watching Coraline, the light got brighter and it flickered, da 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 da, like a candle does, and then it went back to normal.
I think you may have
And
brought home my ghost.
you can have her back. You can have her back. I didn't sage enough the other day, so like I'm
I
gonna do it
saged
again.
today because
Did you?
I emptied the diaper pail and it requires sage. There's
Mm,
demons in that pail.
oh yeah, I believe it. You gotta like take it
I
outside
almost
and
threw up
bleach it.
actually. It was really bad. Usually that's a Dar job, but I had to
Mm,
do it and
the
I was like
dar.
this. I was like this the whole time and I was gagging and I ended up making like a Lysol trail so that I probably have cancer now. I was inhaling so much Lysol. I was
What
inhaling
up,
so much
AK?
Lysol, and then I like lit incense. I did like the cone incense. I did the stick incense, and I burned 2 different sage sticks. Whew, nasty stuff. Hi, AK.
Um,
Anyway, I watched it a long time ago. I thought it was gonna be along the lines of like Nightmare Before Christmas, Corpse Bride, Coraline. Like those three kind of like went together in my mind, and Coraline is a bit different.
and then you
Um,
remember it's because it's Neil Gaiman.
yeah, it's not Tim Burton.
It's not Tim
And
Burton. There's no
uh
whimsy here.
yeah, there's no whimsy. It's just evil. And again, we've been talking so much about how I have this like replacement phobia. And this is yet another thing that I realize I probably think it's scary because of my replacement phobia. The idea that she found this family that she thinks is better, other mom.
I mean, that would have been the trap for me when I was that age.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Like the mom who cooks all the food I want and is like extra nice. And you know what I mean? Like you get none of the negatives of parenting, just only the positives. Like, absolutely. Any
Mhm.
little kid would fall for it.
Yeah, totally. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, even if my mom cooks, because my mom cooks and my mom throws down the kitchen. Shout out to my mommy. But if somebody like there are days when things were just like you're tired of eating like peas and rice. Or you're tired of just like the things and you're like, you know what? I just want McDonald's. Like this other mom would have taken you to McDonald's, maybe. She
Mhm.
would have like, those
Definitely.
videos. Shout out to Tara who put me onto the videos of the I know the trad wife movement. I'd heard of that, but the model chick who like puts on the dress and was like, my husband said that he wanted French toast and bacon.
Yes.
And so
Yes, exactly. I know exactly. Yes.
yo, exactly. Like if you guys haven't seen it, I'll find the woman so you can
That's
follow her.
Nara Smith, I think.
Yes. Yeah. Like if it's for serious, then but if it's comic, it's like perfect. If like as a comic movement, a comedic movement, that shit is genius. I
Yeah,
laugh the
as I always
whole
thought of it
way
as just like
through.
hardcore trolling because she'll just be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, my children really wanted cinnamon toast crunch
Toast
for
crunch.
breakfast,"
And she
and
made it
so
from
I made.
scratch.
And it's like those babies were not sitting there waiting while you baked out little pieces of
Or
square
like Fruit
bread.
Loops.
Yeah, like that. Like obviously, kids were not sitting
Ah,
there waiting
she's
while
like
she.
got the spoon, they're eating. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, when did they
Yeah,
say that? When you went to the future and came back? Like,
right. Like they're not waiting for the dough to rise. Like absolutely not. So I always thought of it as just like elaborate trolling, but.
thanks, AK. Happy penguin talking. We're hoping to catch that panel at Comic Con.
Oh, Penguin. I wish you were at Comic Con with us, AK, because I'm gonna try to
It'd
go
be
to the
so
Penguin
fun.
panel. Hopefully, I can get a seat. I didn't make a reservation for it.
I didn't make reservations for anything. I'm gonna just let my past carry me through. I was just thinking, I was laughing. Excuse me while a lady like whisper from my gut. Um, Wouldn't it
like
be
that.
hilarious? Wouldn't it be hilarious? We should invite the Dar on for us, and we can both cosplay as him.
We can get bald caps.
Get the bald caps and like the headphones, button down.
But like not tell him that we're going
Oh
to.
yeah, no, we're not telling him.
I'll have to do it when he's out of town so that he just has to like jump on the stream.
Yeah, because we know he doesn't watch.
He doesn't watch these. That's why I can say whatever I want. He doesn't.
Is there a movie about DJs or something that we could do that to?
We could do like Wild Style or something that he would
I would
be
love to
super
do
into.
Wild Style.
You want to do Wild Style?
Let's do Wild Style. Yeah.
Right. We'll do
I haven't seen Wild Style in years. All right,
Me neither.
I'm
I have a
adding it
Wild
to the
Style
list.
library card.
That's right. You said that.
I don't have it on my desk, but
It's okay. I'm going to add that because I know that our guest is like doing the most right now, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So I'll talk about it now. So I didn't know, I hadn't seen it. And I watched it and I was like, ooh, this is dark. I like it. Do you know what I thought about the whole time though?
What?
Well, one, I thought about just like stop motion. This is stop motion mastery, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything that's happening there. Like I'm thinking about the circus scene. I'm thinking about the web scene. I'm thinking about, they're doing Coraline in 3D now. You know that in the theaters?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I knew that they brought it back to the theaters, but I didn't know they were doing it in 3D.
Yeah, you can see Coraline in 3D. Maybe not. Like 3D makes me a little bit nauseous. I can't get with it. But the whole time I was like, man, is this the way we need to see the ocean at the end of the lane? I think it is.
Stop motion, yeah, it would be beautiful.
It's just like I can't. It's got to live in this world. It's got to live in this world.
We'll pretend it's not Neil Gaiman.
Well, we're pretending a lot of things are not a lot of people these days, except for the things that we fully accept are and hereby have banned.
Yeah.
Y'all know who you are.
You know what you did.
You know what you did. Had the rapper running to become a pastor. Mm-hmm. Repent. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I kept thinking about. And there were kind of Easter eggs in there that I didn't anticipate and that I caught later that I'm going to wait to tell Jackie about when she jumps in. Mm-hmm. Surprises Jackie, my sister.
Oh, yeah, I should pay attention so I know when to let her in.
She's like, hey, I'm back. Hold on one second. No. Okay. And I was just like, these things are so cool. But the thing that struck me the most is like, why is this kid so rude? And then I was like, oh, her parents. Like, what are they working on? This book, this catalog. Like, how boring is a plant catalog?
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you're a botanist or something, like, cool, but they don't even
when you think of like, because it's like, oh, her dad's a writer, like how cool. And it's like, oh, he's writing a plant catalog. And it's like, the little kid is not going to find that very interesting.
And his mom is editing it.
Yeah.
And they're like, get out of my face.
What's up with the neck brace?
No, we did. She had an accident.
Oh,
Coraline was like, it's not my fault you ran into that van. She's like, I never said it was your fault. And I was like, I bet she was talking on the phone, texting about plants.
Well, we get to see Coraline, not Caroline. Coraline.
Not Caroline. Sweet.
Do you think they had like a typo on her birth certificate?
Oh, absolutely.
And they just went with it like Oprah.
You know what?
Her name was supposed to be Orpah, and then they just like fucked it up, and her parents were just like, "Oh well."
Orpah.
Orpah is a biblical name.
Oh. Huh. Who is Orpah in the Bible?
Orpah. Let's see. She's in the book of Ruth.
Surprise.
Oops, sorry. Orpah is a woman mentioned in the book of Ruth. She was from Moab and the daughter-in-law of Naomi and the wife of Chilion. After the death of her husband, Orpah and her sister-in-law Ruth wished to go to Judea with Naomi. However, Naomi tried to persuade both Ruth and Orpah to return to their people and to their gods. Ruth chose to remain with Naomi, but Orpah chose to return to her people and her gods.
The end?
So there's a whole lot more. But that's who Orpah is, and her name was supposed to be Orpah, and they did a typo, and so she became Oprah instead. So that's my random information. I don't know why I know that.
Tidbit, yeah.
But
that's trivia. That's quality trivia.
There you go. I've done a lot of church. I've done a lot of church.
Me too. I don't remember anything except for the guilt they made you feel.
Oh my gosh, I still have like a Bible, it's like an encyclopedia, but like you look up what you need like inspiration for. So
Mhm.
like you can like, okay, you know what? I'm in a place where I'm depressed. I need healing, and you can search healing in it, and it'll just list verses for that. I still have that.
Mm. I asked my grandma for those. She's really good at that.
My grandma
Yeah.
stopped going to church a long time ago.
Mine watches the Catholic channel all day long. Yeah.
Shiver at
And
that.
she's also stuck at home all day because she can't drive and she's 96. Love you, Ma. So yeah, I was like, the thing, I can't wait for her to come on here because I have some things to say about my sister's trajectory in life and this movie. But this girl is rude. She's rude from the beginning, and I get that she's neglected, but like, why can't she be friendly to the first kid that you see after you move away?
He was kind of creepy,
I mean, he had the scary hat or whatever, but I feel like that makes him interesting.
but he skulks around. And he's always
Better,
like,
better than no one. His posture is terrible.
just,
If Nana is going to correct anything, it should have been that.
yeah.
um, but why born?
That's how you know it wasn't Tim Burton, because there's a black character.
Facts on facts on facts. That was an encyclopedia of Tim Burton. That's true because Neil Gaiman welcomes the family into it. Yeah, well, that doesn't erase the things, but went up, I guess. Yeah, you know, I wrote here. It's the moral of this movie for me was my takeaway was listen to your kids and teach them manners.
Listen to your kids and teach their manners, but also kids, listen to your fucking parents.
Yeah, and
Because
teach them not to.
the grass is greener where you water it.
Except her grass wasn't being watered
By either of them.
So that's why, like, listen to your kids.
Listen to your
She's
mom.
like, I'm hungry. What are you serving me?
Right.
You're like,
Cook some fucking food for
nutritious.
your kids.
Take a multivitamin because I know
And I'm
your
gonna be
dad's not
honest,
cooking food.
I say this as someone who did not cook for her children today. However, well, I made
They eat
noodles.
at school.
I made noodles. One of them had frozen pizza. They're alive.
Are they hungry now?
But sometimes other mom is really not much better. The kidnapper always has candy in the beginning.
Yeah. What did she? The food reminded me of the house, another stop animation that we did to kick off spooky season. That's 2. We got 2 stop animations for spooky season. Funsies. But you know, every time I see somebody go into a world which is not their own, I'm like, did nobody tell you not to eat the food in the Fey realm? Like, how
We
is
don't
this
do
not
enough Fey
standard practice?
stuff. We should do some more Fey stuff
I'm into it.
because people don't know the Fey rules. You don't ever give your name. You say, you can call me whatever, but you never give your name. And you don't accept gifts or eat the food.
Can we talk about Stormlight Archive reference? When Kaladin meets Hoyd, he's like, what's your name? He's like, blah, 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 blah. He's like, you know, says all these things. He's like, but you can call me Hoyd. And he was like, is that your name? He's like, no, it's the name of someone I should have loved. And I was like, so now, you know, waiting to find out who that someone is because that has not popped up anywhere. But yes, you can call me. Do not ever, let's go over the favorite. Well, we'll do it real quick. Do not eat anything or drink anything, right?
Do not accept gifts.
Not just do not accept gifts. Do not give your name. But we know this from like, this goes as far back as like, and for me, my knowledge, because I'm sure it goes back in like older civilizations, mythologies, but in Greek mythology, there's like, don't eat that shit when you go to the underworld. If you do, you'll be trapped. Persephone.
You should watch. Well, I was about to say you should watch Chaos on Netflix, but then I remember that got canceled after one season, even though it was really good. There was like a whole Persephone bit, which I guess I'll just tell you offline because there's no season 2. So
hi, Michelle Foster. I'm glad you like Coraline. It's one of your favorite movies. Tell us why in the chat. I'm really like, I understand why people would really love this movie. because it is really fun.
Dar was really into it. I ended up finishing it without him, and he was kind of bummed, but like I really needed to go to sleep, so I watched it in the afternoon. I watched it in the afternoon. It was like 9 o'clock, and he's like, "Hey, do you want to finish Coraline?" And I was like, I have taken my medicine. I'm going to bed." So I probably am gonna watch it again, probably next week sometime.
Yeah.
But it is a really good movie.
I really
It's a
enjoyed
kids
it. I
movie,
will
but
say
it's a
that.
really good movie, and I think it's scary enough.
For spooky season, for sure.
Yeah. No, that's really why I was kind of worried about my son enjoying it. I think maybe if he was like 10 or 11, maybe it wouldn't be so
Yeah.
scary. But I think
Yeah.
right now it might actually be scary for him.
I mean, I think that I was scared. There were a couple of jump scares and moments that got me.
When she gets all those legs, that freaked me out.
Well, clearly we don't do content warning. We don't do spiders here.
We don't do extra legs.
No extra legs.
I don't
no
do insects,
legs.
period.
I don't mind insects. Spiders, though, are just absolutely off limits. Speaking of insects, I told you I found one in my lunch today. After I'd already eaten a lot of.
I'm gonna be honest. I would have cried. I didn't say that to you when we were talking about it, but I would have cried. That's the type of thing I cry over.
I wanted to because it was delicious, and I had to throw it away.
Yeah, but I would have cried.
Here we are. They refunded me, or they gave me credits. I was like, refunds or credits? Like, no, I'm gonna still order shit. Like, give me credits, bro. Yeah, I think the thing that was hard for me to like get into. Well, let me talk about the spiders real quick. That's how I knew that Tim Burton knew what he was doing. They knew what they were doing because that is how they find their prey. Also, it's the vibrations of the thing, and that's where they can oh, that's where that motherfucker is. Those are the coordinates. Basically texted the location. But for me, it was really I was just so annoyed at Coraline. She reminded me of so many only children that I babysat when I was a teenager.
I'm gonna add Jackie to the stage real quick, but continue.
Okay. Yeah, she just reminded me of. There we go.
Hey, Jackie.
Buttons? Do you like them? I'm your other mother, silly.
There we go. In the
I
flesh.
love it.
In the other flesh, we've got
In the other
Jackie.
flesh. Hello, ladies. Hello, Coraline fans.
Hello.
Glad to have you here.
Got my little key to see the evil.
Nice.
Made out of the oldest saltwater taffy in the world.
Those two biddies. Oh my God.
Let's talk about those two biddies.
They're like Spiker and Sponge from James and the Giant Peach.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
I felt like I was looking into my future.
Wait, was it the Venus de Milo bit?
Oh my gosh. That was almost so inappropriate for my son to watch. I was like, Sean, go in the other room. Go in the other room.
That was absolutely it.
I was like, the bosoms are bouncing.
Yeah.
That's what I wrote here. It says,
at that age, I'd love to have that level of tautness.
Yeah.
They were some of my favorite characters.
Yeah, they were really funny. Let's shout out to their dogs. Did you notice, Jackie?
I made my cameo.
When they were in the theater.
You might have to mute Jackie's background stuff for you.
Yeah, or put on headphones.
My headphones are charging right now.
Okay.
Sean, do you have any headphones that will go get me your headphones? The ones that I bought you. Like right now.
Other mother says so.
Other mother, Auntie Nick says so.
Yeah. So did you? I don't know if you peeped that. Oh, tell him to come and say hello.
It's Johnny here too.
Yeah, I know. I can hear him. My brother may make a guest appearance if his hair.
Want to come say hi? No, he's playing video games with Sean.
Okay. So the dogs, they had a Scottish Terrier, which I loved, and I saw a King Terrier, which I did not know existed. But several of the dogs' names were Jock. Ring a bell?
Yep, I did actually notice that. Yeah, from Lady and the Tramp.
From Lady and the Tramp.
Yep.
Oh,
yep. There are a lot of connections. There are a lot of connections.
Those little Easter eggs. I think my favorite character, voiced by, I have two. Voiced by Ian McShane, my boo. I love everything that he does. Was Mr. B. And then The Kitty by Keith David, because that
I
drawl.
thought that was Keith David, and I meant to look it up, and I forgot to look it up. But I was like, that sounds like Keith David.
You cannot mistake that voice.
It was
Not
such
for
a
anything.
purr. I loved that purr at the end. You know, I can't roll my R's, so it was just
If
like
Celine could talk.
Although when I think of Keith David, I always think of that scene from Requiem for a Dream where he's like,
I know
it's pretty, baby, but I didn't take it out for air.
That's not
I know,
the one that comes to mind.
It's so dark, I know.
But ass to ass is what comes to mind, and I hate that.
Let's not ever do that for Dirty Tuesday.
I was gonna say we should totally do it.
No, let's not ever do. I'm not watching it again.
No, we can do it without watching it again. I think that movie has just made such an indelible imprint of horror in the mind, because it's a horror. It's a horror story. Like, it's absolutely 30 Tuesdays worthy, but it was like, it's not required reading. Like, if you've seen it once, you've seen it too many times.
I feel like that movie and Kids are two movies like I don't need to watch again.
City of God and Beloved.
Don't need to watch either of those again either.
But Beloved?
Yeah.
To this day, I'm traumatized by Beloved.
It's some of the worst things I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my gosh.
I read the book too.
I mean,
the book is better.
I was like, oh, touch me on the inside and say my name.
Touch me on my inside part and tell me my name.
But then the rest of it is just so. Shout out to authors who
I couldn't quote that part because of my child. I could not quote that part.
That's because it's banned.
And the barnyard part, I could not.
That didn't work either. I just wanted to show you my book was better sticker. But yeah, the book was better. Still disturbing. Not any less disturbing, but just more.
Like
it was better executed.
Chuck Palahniuk has this book called "Write Stories They Can't Unread" or something, and that's one of them. Write things they can't unread, and I'm just like, woof. Or you can't unread, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, Mr. B. Mr. B. What a character with his stinky cheese and his kangaroo rats. Those aren't mice. Those are kangaroo rats. Kangaroo rats hot.
Oh, I saw those at the zoo this weekend.
Nice, telling me.
They look like kangaroo rats. See, you can verify. You were just there.
I will admit though, like during the whole Otherworld part of the movie, their scene did give me the willies.
Which scene? The rats?
Yeah, like when the rats became like creepy during the Otherworld scene. That did give me the creeps.
Yeah. I think that, although I was a big fan of the cotton candy cannons.
Of course, any person with a sweet tooth with a memorable childhood would love that part.
Yeah.
Sean loved that part.
It's funny, as a kid, I didn't like cotton candy, but my mom loved it.
Really?
Martian?
She loved it. And like she would always get cotton candy for us. But like she'd eat it.
That's my mom, and that's like our mom and candied apples.
Yeah. My mom's into candy.
Cotton candy. My mom loves cotton candy.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Jackie, you can just mute them when you're not talking.
Oh.
Yeah, how about that? It's Zoom rules, baby. What did you think of Wyborn?
So Wyborn, I was like, first of all, fucked up name.
Why were you born?
I mean, like, that's a Caribbean grandmother or something.
Yeah,
he was.
She absolutely was giving Caribbean grandmother. And when you consider that my grandma wanted me to name my baby Wilberforce, you can see how, Wyborn. But like Wyborn, it just comes off as why were you born,
Yeah,
Coraline was so rude.
Like when my mama, my grandma, my great grandma used to tell me that my name was Tanya, as in Shifitanya, like she should stay here. Meanwhile, he got Wyborn. Like it's fucked up. It's a fucked up name. Just
it is
out the gate.
It absolutely is.
And of course, I started wondering about Wyborn's backstory. Like, what happened to his parents? Why does he?
What happened to his hair? Like, I was like, when I saw his grandma, I was like, oh, okay, because I just wasn't sure. I was like, the hair's a little textured.
Oh no, I was like, this is a little black child.
What always confused me about YB is why was his neck, like his head, always so low? Like was he like
insecure
ashamed of who he was?
He's insecure.
I mean,
But
he's been
even-
being called "Why You Were Born," so he's like doing the scrunch up to get back in the womb. Like,
But yeah, but even at the end of the movie, when he became a hero, kind of, he never really stood tall after that either.
Oh my god, why would I leave my own house?
did his
Oh,
smile
yeah.
remind you of a kushtuka?
Why?
So, I mean,
What did what? His smile?
Yeah,
Oh, the stapled smile.
kushtuka.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I wonder if
Why
I can
so
make my
serious?
smile that wide.
ew.
My
That movie
face
did a
is
really
just
good job
that
of
far.
giving you the creeps, even as an adult.
Let me ask you a question, Jackie. When was the first time? Like, I think I was out of the house when Coraline came out. So, when was the first time that you saw this movie, and why do you like it so much?
I don't remember the very first time that I watched it, but I watched it again and again and again and again. With my 11-year-old a few years ago. I was reintroduced to it by my husband's children, and it's like a staple here in this household because they memorize the movie as kids, and I like it just because it's very nostalgic of like James and the Giant Peach and things that I grew up with, and it's witty, it's artistic, it's creepy, it's funny, it's everything that I want in a kids movie, something that I can enjoy as well. It's not just
Mhm.
something that you can just sit there and go, okay, I'm gonna have to watch this 50,000 times just so my kid is happy.
Yeah.
But it's something that you yourself can go, okay, this is gonna happen next. I'm super excited, and like you know the stars' voices. You are excited to see what's happening next, and it's just like Terry Hatcher, knowing that that's Terry
Oh,
Hatcher's
yeah.
voice, and going, this is I know who she is. I can relate to this character a little bit because if you're a mom, I'm sorry, everyone has a bit of other mother. Every mom has a bit of other mother in her. I mean, I know I do. So,
Yeah.
it's relatable, and it's a super enjoyable, and it's really intriguing to see the other world aspect of it all, and the spirits of the other children, and it's
Oh my
all around.
God.
It's just what.
No, I'm saying the spirits of the other children. Like that, I did not expect to see.
That was
Emma
really
Michelle
scary.
Foster. Yes, music is top notch. I love it. Like stop animate. I feel you with stop animation. If you didn't check out The House, which was our first 30 Tuesdays, check that out too if you're a stop animation fan because whew,
It's
they did such a good
excellent stop
job.
animation.
Mwah.
Absolutely beautifully done.
Sorry,
Yep.
what were you saying?
It is really true. Stop animation is not easy to do. It's
It takes
really,
so long.
really an art form. Like
Yeah.
Nightmare Before Christmas. Oh my gosh. James and the Giant
Yeah.
Peach, like I said,
Or
all that stuff.
Merry Christmas Halloween, as Donut
Merry-
calls it.
Oh.
Yes. He asked to watch Merry
Ah.
Christmas Halloween. We've already watched it twice so far.
Which
I mean,
actually
that's
makes more
really-
sense.
Exactly. That's really he captured the speed,
Yeah.
the spirit
I
of
want to
it.
watch
'cause
Merry
yeah.
Christmas Halloween. And I'm like, you know what? You fucking got it. Like, we're
That's
gonna
what I'm
watch
gonna
Merry
call it from
Christmas
now
Halloween.
on. That's what
I
I'm gonna
call
call
it
from now
that
on.
now.
That's what I'm have Jackson call it from now on. Halloween.
Yeah.
I'm
So
gonna have him
funny.
call it from now on.
But you're right. It's like everybody does have a bit of other mother in them. And we've all seen it come out.
It's funny too because so we have other mother and then the other father who's just completely under the control of other mother, and it's like every mother trope from like sitcoms
Yeah.
and like, you know what I mean, like everything we watch where it's like, oh, he's the man of the house, but mom makes the rules, and it's like
Mhm.
another, it kind of falls under that trope of,
I feel like it's kind of when people talk about the emasculation of the father, like that very much captures it. Like there was a shift in media where suddenly like, Dad, Jackie, your microphone, I think, is scratching your hair or wherever it is. There's a scratchy sound happening. Yeah, hold that bitch up.
No, it's just John's headphones are acting weird.
Yeah. Or mute before you do any of that. And so there's this emasculation of the father figure where, like, in the 40s or 50s, like the dad could just slap the mom across the face and everybody would be like, oh, whatever. She was being too chatty.
she was sassy.
She was sassing me. And my meatloaf was cold. Hey, SSSSSSSSS. That is my movie buddy. He's only allowed to come on with the glasses. Oh, and now his identity has been revealed. Back up, buddy. You got to be anonymous for the tubes.
Okay, don't.
Yeah. So it's funny to see it in this way. Funny to see it in this way because he is under control. He reminded me a little bit of the dad from or the husband in 101 Dalmatians, which felt really apt considering that she looked like Cruella in her transition to like
with the
the
cheekbones,
cheekbones and the high
the
fashion.
bob.
Because shout out to everything she wore.
I'll be right back, ladies.
Other mother, yes, she knew how to dress. You knew that she, the high heels in the kitchen and all that, which it was so
I
funny
love
to
the
see like
literal
the dad
gravy
like being
train.
like the yeah.
Like I wanted to be at that dinner table.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this all looks fucking delicious and fantastic. It
It
had me
really
thinking
did.
about Thanksgiving.
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 It's making me think of that Inca chicken that I ate twice last week. I'm craving it. Yeah, I just there's so many things about this movie that I really enjoyed, and also
Hi, Sophie.
I wanted. Oh, I don't know. I wanted Coraline to win. I wanted her parents to pay more attention to her. I wanted that book to be a goddamn bestseller for all the way that they were neglecting her. Like, I watched and I was like, this is why you should, if you're gonna have kids, like have more than one. The poor girl is bored.
Dude, that was my argument the whole time. When I had one kid, I was like, nope, no. If we have one, we gotta have two. So they can have each other.
Or just like put her in after school activities. Like it's the summertime. Put her in summer school. Like, what the fuck? She's got no friends. She's living in this house where they don't even up until she moved in, nobody allowed kids. And this doll is fresh out the box because we saw it being created in the credits because she's like, this doll looks like me. And then I think about the other kids, the ghosts of the other kids when she meets them, and I'm like, oh, she must have made dolls for all of them because look at how quickly she fancied up like the dolls of her parents, the doll of her parents.
What would you do if you came home to a box addressed to you? You don't know who it's from, but it's a doll that looks exactly like you.
I would call you and be like, why did you send me this?
It probably would have come from me.
But I'm like, no, quick play. For real, you didn't send that?
No, like I would assume it's a voodoo doll.
Absolutely.
So
what do you do with the dude? What do you do with that?
Should I give the R-rated version? You eat her pussy and cover her in money.
Dreams do come true.
Like you sent me a voodoo doll, and whatever happens to this doll happens to me.
You know what? Oh yeah. Get a little wine in the mouth.
Yep. Sprinkle money over her. Me and this voodoo doll are gonna be living it up.
I bet there's a whole kink like that.
Probably. There's something for everything.
Well,
anyway,
thanks for opening up my world.
But I would actually be really terrified if I saw a doll that looked exactly like me. Like that
if
would
I
be
saw
really
a doll
scary.
That looked exactly like me, that wasn't something that was like, oh, fun, like here I made this thing in your likeness or whatever, I wouldn't know what to do with it. Now obviously I got ideas, but before you said that, I wouldn't know what to do with it because
I'd be terrified.
Like first of all, I don't want to touch it because I know too much about the world, right? And like I don't want to dispose of it either because like if I get rid of it, what happens to it?
Right. What happens to me?
I mean, my fucking candle has been on for 4 days.
And this balloon is haunting me. This balloon has been up now so the healing was supposed to last for 7 to 8 hours. This balloon has been up since September 5th or 7th, September 7th, I think. And it's still there.
So wait. So Grimlock's party, not Donuts.
Yes, it's a baby shark balloon.
Oh shit!
and it just left the ceiling tonight. When I was telling you it was still on the ceiling, it came down from the ceiling, and now it's at the coat. It's like coat rack level. So yeah, I'm terrified if a doll shows
Your
up and it
ceilings
looks
are
just
pretty
like
high
me.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the helium should not have lasted that long. Every other balloon by the end of the party was on the floor.
Yeah. I mean, I'm about to throw out my balloons for my birthday, which was in August, but they are just like, they're floor level now. I think the only reason they're standing up is because they're on top of each other. So yeah, no, I would be terrified. I'd be like, at first I would call you, and then I would call my family to be like, who's the troll? It was really funny. But yeah, I don't know. Like I guess I keep it in a box.
I'm
But
pretty
then I'm
sure
like,
my mom has an Obia guy. And so I would just call her and be like, this is what
that's
happened.
true. I would hit up my grandma.
I'm pretty sure my mom has an Obia guy.
Yeah, I'd have my grandma find out someone who would untether it from my soul. Like if I had to fly back to St. Lucia for that, I will be out.
Like you're talking to someone who, I forgot which moon it was. I blew cinnamon out of my door for good fortune.
Oh, somebody just told me to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody just told me to do that. I think it was my Puerto Rican homegirl. Yeah. So yeah, crazy times. I would not be about it. Like these.
What do you think you would have
and
done as a
she just
kid though?
moved
Like
in.
as adult Tanya, I definitely would be horrified by a doll that looks like me. But what do you think you'd do as a kid? Because as a
Girl,
kid,
representation matters. That would be my whole. That would
I
be
would
my
have
buddy.
loved that doll.
Absolutely. Like I got a black Barbie named Nikki when I was 18 years old, 17 or 18 years old. And I still have that thing. It's in my parents' basement. It was like, I just couldn't believe there was a black Barbie with my name. So like, yeah, as an 11-year-old, if you gave me a doll that looked just like me.
So the first doll I remember loving had blonde hair and blue eyes. I named her Cherry after my grandma. And
your
but
grandmas
like,
have the coolest names, both of them.
yeah, it's a whole, I'll tell you the whole story behind her name because it's really, she didn't know that was her name until she was a full-grown adult moving to the United States. A whole thing. But yeah, so I named my doll Cherry. But I didn't get a black doll until my uncle bought me a black Barbie. I forgot how old I was, but looking back, it actually wasn't a black Barbie. It was like Hawaiian Barbie or something. And he told me she was just light skinned because he couldn't find a black Barbie at the store.
Light skin Barbie.
This is before everyone was doing online shopping,
Yeah.
And so he couldn't find me a black Barbie, so he got me light skinned Barbie. And I forgot what her name was, but it was like, looking back, it was like, I think it was some type of like Hawaiian Barbie. Like she was brown.
Moana.
Yeah, basically. And he's like, yeah, she's light skinned. And then they came out with those. Did you ever see the Imani dolls? I don't know if those ever made it to Germany. Imani and then instead of Ken, it was Menelik. There was like African royalty Barbies, but they weren't Barbie. It was another brand.
Yeah. I remember hearing it. I think I saw them are they in the Black Barbie documentary?
They might be but they weren't Barbies. They were like,
I know, but there was like
brand.
another company.
Yeah. It was Imani and Menelik. And I remember when those came out. So, and I was super excited, and my friend's mom collected them. So yeah, if a doll as current years old Tanya, I'd be horrified by a doll that looks looks just like me showing up. But Coraline's age, Tanya, I'd be hyped that there was a doll that looks like me and has my hair, and you know what I mean? Like I would
But
be
out of the
so
blue
excited.
like that in a random house?
As a kid, I wouldn't care. As a kid?
Well, I have mixed feelings about it. Like the closest doll that I had, do you remember Barbie and Whitney? Whitney had she was like kind of tan skin, and she had long hair and a blue evening gown. Like that was my favorite Barbie. What happened to her? Who fucking knows? So that one I kept around because it was very glam, even though I was a tomboy. But I think I would have mixed feelings about a doll that looked like me at that age because I was still an avid reader then, and maybe I knew to. I don't know. I think fuck it. I think I'd like it. I'd be
I would like it. I was an avid reader.
I would think that the grandma made the doll for me after she saw me. Oh, your grandma's at home. That's real cute. She made me a doll.
I would just be so flattered. And I mean, part of it could be that I was growing up in a neighborhood with people that didn't look like me. And so that could probably add to it. you know? But like I think a doll that looked just like me showing up would absolutely, especially with like the outfit I like to wear, like I wouldn't think anything evil as a kid.
Mm.
I'd be all innocent.
But
and,
you would
like,
have brought it home and your mom would have seen it and been like, straight to the
oh,
fire.
my mom would have seen it. She probably would have burned it and lit all kinds of candles and sprinkled salt in the doorway and done all
Holy
of
water.
the things.
Why are my feet hot, mommy?
My mom used to collect my hair when somebody would do my hair, like the stray
Mhm.
hair that comes out when you brush it.
Yeah.
She would collect it so that people couldn't do obia on me.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
kept my teeth so people couldn't do blood magic on me.
She'd have plenty for me then. She had plenty of straight hair for me right now. Plenty, like 5-6 dolls worth in one brushing.
You
Maybe
two
that's what
talk.
you
I will
should
be
do.
right back.
Just maybe start collecting your hair so you can make a doll.
I could supply a whole store with what's coming out of my scalp right now.
Give it to our mother. She'll make you a teddy bear with hair.
That'll come flying off the shelves, I'm sure.
Oh my goodness. I was telling Tanya before you came on that my takeaway from this movie is listen to your kids and teach them manners. Because
Coraline was rude. Okay. Like
Well-
when she was first introduced to YB was being extremely nice. Like, oh, hey, my name is YB. And she just came out straight, out the cut. Just like, your name sucks. Who are you? Why were you born? Why born? I'm like, what a bitch.
Well, here's the thing. I watched it for the first time yesterday. And when I watched it, I was like, oh, I understand why my sister identifies with this movie. Because Coraline reminds me a lot of you.
So you're calling me a bitch?
I mean, you called Coraline a bitch. I didn't say anything.
I don't resonate with Coraline.
You might not, but she reminds me a lot of you.
Why? Because of my curious nature that I might happen to get into trouble sometimes without while trying to investigate and save random people. Yes. Okay.
I could see
You're
myself in
acidic and sharp
Coraline.
tongue.
I could definitely see child Tanya in Coraline, especially
just
like her
unique.
exploring this little mystery door.
Yes. Everyone
Absolutely
has
something I would've
Coraline.
done.
Every child has Coraline. Every mother has other mother. She resonates with everybody. This movie is relatable to everybody. Woo.
I remember going exploring.
Hi, Johnny.
Hey, that's my brother. Isn't he cute? Look at him. He's single.
Oh,
I just pimped you out to the internet.
do you want to wear the glasses?
Do I let the dog in?
Oh, yeah.
So hold on. What was I saying?
About seeing yourself
I would
exploring.
Yeah, I mean,
Picking on our brother.
I was an explorer. I remember when we lived on one of the base, the only base we actually ever lived on. And I had a friend, her name was Stephanie H. And we used to go, like, after school, we would go home and watch X-Men. And then after X-Men, we would leave the house and we would just go down into the bottom. Like there were just like these undeveloped woods. And we had all these tunnels. There were these like trees that were bent like this. There was a tree that we carved our initials on. It felt like badasses because we were 11, I was Sean's age. My parents didn't know where I was. I was wandering the woods.
Oh my god.
Go ahead. Sorry.
And I was just like, there were dirt bike trails, and there were friends that we only saw. Like, I don't even know that they went to school with us. They probably did. Maybe they were older, but we only saw them there after school, like riding their dirt bikes. And when we would go sledding, because there was this huge hill, and we'd build like ramps. So I remember doing all of that. And I can't say that as a younger child that I didn't go exploring like World War II bunkers, because I definitely did. But I don't know that I would have done it alone.
So I was going to say, as a kid, I definitely also did a lot of exploring. And I think I've told this story before on a stream or on a podcast or something. But the way I learned that there was a difference between British and English, British and American English, was because I used to go and hang out in the cemetery with a schizophrenic man named Chucky. And like nobody knew where I was. And like me and Chucky would hang out, and he sat down with me with a British dictionary and showed me that there was a difference between American and British English. And it was just like a thing I never understood because no one ever explained it. But the point is, I was hanging out in a cemetery with a schizophrenic man named Chucky.
There's just so many
Wise
things.
choice.
But my question to you is, what was the word that he showed you? Was it like color?
Tire.
Or was it tire?
TYRE?
Yes. That's what he started with, was tire, because he told me he used to quiz me on my spelling, and he realized I was spelling words the American way, and he was like, "That's not how you spell it here." This was in Jamaica. And he was like, "That's not how you spell it here." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "There's a difference between American and British English." And I just had no idea. So yeah, he would quiz me on spelling, and it was tire that I spelled wrong. And he corrected me, and then started going into like color and favorite and those OU words.
Yeah. Yep.
But
Did
the
he
point
ever
is,
like? Did
Huh.
he ever give you something and was like, "Go put this in the boot," and you were like, "Okay," and you brought a shoe, and he was like, "No, the trunk of the car."
no, that never happened. He used to give
The
me change.
pram.
He used to give me loose change to buy snacks, though.
Oh, shout out to Chucky. And
All
his
the kids were
Aw.
scared of him. They'd
little
run away
solid-
screaming, and I'd be like, "Hi, Chucky."
If he was a
Also-
redhead, I'm out.
No, I learned later his name was not Chucky. It was Winston. My grandma ended up taking him in and like getting him treatment and stuff. And we found out his
Aw.
name was actually Winston, and he died of
Winston.
pneumonia.
Oh,
That's the story
Yeah.
of Chucky. But I feel like I've probably talked about that before, because that's one of the wildest things I've ever experienced that at the time I didn't know was wild. Like hanging out in the cemetery with like the
Are
neighborhood.
the cemeteries
guy.
nice though? Are they like manicured and stuff? Because the cemeteries
really
here in New York
open.
are like really. Some of them are really beautiful. Like I did a video shoot with a jazz band in a cemetery a few years ago, and I was like, "Oh, this
So
is
we
so
have like the family plots on our land. So it's not really like a cemetery, it's just those random burial plots. But
Right.
then there's a cemetery by the school where the school and the church are right next to each other. And it's not really giving cemetery because it's just so open. Like there's no like
Mm.
fence around it or anything. It's just like tombs. And so it wasn't like a scary thing. It was just like,
It's a
here
scary
are
place.
tombs. And I would sit on one, and it was and actually my grandma kept telling me not to sit on one, because she told me she sat on a tomb when she was pregnant, and that's why her son was born deaf. But he wasn't born deaf, he became deaf later. So I don't know about that story.
I was gonna
But
say, I thought you were gonna tell me that she lost the baby or something.
no, he lost his hearing as like a toddler. He lost his hearing, and she said it was because she sat on the tomb while she was pregnant, but I don't know about that. Yeah, anyway, so I related to Coraline as far as like, oh, mystery door, like let's see what's in there, and then spooky shit happens, and still being like, okay, but let's go back, that was kind of fun. Like
I like these parents who pay attention to
Yeah.
me and only me. I feel like my appeal there would have been like, there is no other kids around.
Yeah,
There's like no other children. And like maybe like even with Faye Rolls, I would have been like, but this other mother doesn't mash my potatoes because she knows that I hate mashed potatoes at that age, you know?
should I do it?
Do it. We're going long.
Oh, I have
Yeah.
a question for you guys.
Yes.
As we're on the topic of mysteries, when you guys were watching Coraline, I assume that you've seen it numerous times, Tanya.
Yes.
Nikki, you've only seen it the once?
Twice now.
Twice now. Okay.
As of 2 hours ago.
Have you guys noticed that when Coraline is going through that creepy tunnel, especially towards the end of the movie, and I saw this on a TikTok video like a few months ago, that there are remnants, like articles of clothing from the spirit children.
Yes.
I noticed that like
Yes.
it went from like super tall to like my hair to like the other thing that there were things like sticking around in there.
Yes.
I maybe saw a shoe, but I don't remember.
Yes.
There's
It
a
starts off as
shoe,
like an empty
there's a
tunnel, but
tie.
then later on there's all these things left behind.
Like there's a tie. I think there's like a hat, like a straw hat or something like that. Ugh, it gave me the creeps.
I know,
It's
you
all the
just made
famous
me
without
feel like
access.
something's breathing on my neck, like laying behind my
Well, no, that was something, Tanya.
Yeah, probably.
Ugh.
Yeah, there's just like there are so many funny things that happen in here. It's like as much as she was like a brat and kind of insufferable, like
As are most children that age.
as are most
Yeah.
children, but I honestly blame it on her parents because she's talking to people the way they talk to her,
Mhm.
you know. And so for me, that was for hey Jackie C, meet Jackie B.
Hey, Jackie.
Hello. Welcome back. I remember you from the last time.
Yeah. So like for that reason, I forgive her, but I just like it took me a little while to get over the brat in her because I was just like, why is she so rude? Like you know what it was? It's just like, you know that scene in The Exorcist where her head spins around, you know? I just imagine talking to my mother the way that Coraline talked to hers and just having that happen.
From the
Like, I'd be
slap.
walking around with my head backwards.
No, from the slap
Fucking
though,
kidding?
not from the demons.
What is it that Dave Chappelle joke? What did the hand say to the face? Slap.
What the
What are the five fingers?
That's five
What do
fingers
the
say to the
five
face.
fingers say to the face?
Dave Chappelle show, that would be hilarious.
We're actually rewatching that.
Yeah, I wasn't living here when it was on, and so I missed a lot of it. Like I saw some of like excerpts and stuff, but as
Oh,
an
what a
adult
wild
now going
time.
back and watching, I was just like, yo, that shit is hilarious.
What a wild time to live through live episodes of Chappelle's Show. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, like the time before memes.
The time
People were
before
memes.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
my
Rick
husband
James,
and
bitch. Like,
no, my
everyone just
husband and
walked out
Johnny were saying that stuff wouldn't be allowed on TV now.
It's too bad. Like I'm here for
It'd just
some
be on
fucked up
Cartoon
humor.
Network late at night.
Adult
Comedy
Swim.
Central.
Adult Swim, yeah.
on Comedy
I mean, because
Central
they get
late.
away with anything.
Mhm.
Because I'm thinking about the Boondocks, how me and my friends used to rush home.
Oh, I used
for
to
the
love the
Boondocks.
Boondocks.
We had to make sure like the things were rolled up. That as soon as it lit, boom. Yep, those were the days. Those were the days.
Those were the days.
What did you think? Like Coraline kept getting help from people that, like other dad tried to help her and try to warn her. YB tried to warn her, except she was like, I wish that motherfucker would not talk anymore.
And Mama muted him.
It was so sad. And then other dad, where you're like, oh wait, no, she's under his control, which we talked about. But those two who were like pretty helpless against the other mother's powers were nothing like Mr. B and what's Forcible and what's her name?
Oh man,
The old biddies.
Yeah.
Seem to have like they seem to be immune to her power. Why do you think that is?
because I think that because they were going
like,
along with the whole shtick of it. They were going along with everything. They weren't trying to help her or change the outcome of the situation.
But also other biddies, remember there were costumes and there were those other women inside who were under the control of other mother.
the trapeze artist.
Yeah. Everybody else, everyone was was under the thrall of the other mother. But like I said, YB and other father were trying to warn Coraline in some shape or form. But Mr. B and the two old biddies, the other old biddies, they weren't trying to help her in any way.
Because the other old biddies weren't really the other
old ones who gave her the triangle.
The real old biddies gave her
the real were yes,
but the other old biddies weren't really old biddies. They were the women wearing the costumes, like from The Wiz. Can't you feel a brand new day? You know what I'm talking about?
I've seen The Wiz exactly twice. Once on TV and the second time on Broadway.
I've seen it about 1,000 million times.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make it a part of
only once on Broadway, but 1,000,000 times the movie, and I also have the CD for the original Broadway soundtrack. So
which play?
The Wiz.
Oh, I have the DVD at home at my parents' house.
Yeah.
Unopened, actually.
Okay. Yeah, Jackie. They didn't. Thank you, not you, Jackie. Jackie. See, they didn't have buttons, and yes, very much only child syndrome. We talked about that. Like, as much as I wanted to be an only child when I was growing up, like, maybe not so much anymore.
Oh, I never wanted.
Well, you don't have a choice now.
I mean, I didn't have a choice then either.
I never wanted to be an only child. I wanted a twin sister. My sister's close in age though, so like as we got older, like everyone treated us like twins. Yeah, but like I wanted a twin sister.
I could see that being. I could see the appeal of that. I could see the appeal.
I could still like stand to have like 5 more sisters, so we could like fight.
I volunteer as tribute.
You gonna be my sister, Jackie?
Yes, queen. Yes. I gotta be around that smile. I gotta be around that smile. I gotta deal with her. I got a point right. I gotta be around her. So yes, I'll take you as
have to be around me. I don't come home.
Eventually you do. I gotta
she's my
on my kids off on you.
I'll point this way. She's my fave.
Yeah, she's all right. I love you.
You want my love, you know it.
If you had my love and I gave you, yes, I would comfort you. I would, whatever, however the song goes.
You're
yes, whatever.
Sister, and I appreciate your stuff.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Hi, Tanya.
Yeah. My dad commented on how beautiful your smile was too. I told you about that, right?
No, you didn't. But thank
Yeah.
you, Dad.
Yeah.
Thank you, Uncle
Uh-uh.
John.
Um,
Oh, you love that.
yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think if I would watch this movie again. Maybe it'd be a spooky season watch. Maybe it's not that I didn't enjoy it.
You've got to watch it with Sean.
I mean, if you ask me, but we watch Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's our
You
bag.
never got Avatar. You got to watch Coraline.
Whatever.
No, I definitely think Coraline is one that will be in my regular rotation.
I watch it even when it's not spooky season. I watch it just because if I'm ever in the mood for a little creep factor that it's still like child friendly, that I know that my son will just happen to just pop on the couch and just watch it with me, I'll put on Coraline. It's just it's a kind of feel good creepy movie at the same time.
I think I might wait until next year for Donut because of other things I've watched with him that he found scary. That I'm like, okay, this might actually be too scary for him, especially when Other Mother transforms.
Yeah.
I think that might actually be too scary for him right now.
She stopped getting her fillers.
Yeah, she stopped doing. She let them dissolve.
True. True.
I know. Yeah. I liked it. I think if
what do you
had
think the moral of the story is?
I told you, listen to your children and teach them good manners.
Be careful what you wish for.
Don't eat things in the Fey realm.
Be careful what you wish for.
Well, I don't know if she wished for. I don't know if she wished. If she had wished aloud for other parents, I feel like that's not Neil Gaiman's style. It would have been too very much on the nose for him. But it was like a silent wish.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like the opportunity came and she's like, yeah, I think I like this better.
Yeah.
Yeah, she went digging for something and she was getting annoyed that her real mother wasn't giving her that she was just not getting what she wanted. You know, she wasn't satisfied with what she had. And then she discovered the secret door, went through the tunnel, met Other Mother who was so inviting, so warm, had a literal gravy train and like a cake and the spout for the milkshakes or whatever, and had
my god, the mango shake. I was like,
the mango shake.
I want a mango last year.
Question for both of you. Have you ever seen a tiny door and gone through it?
No. But in my old apartment, there was the first apartment that I lived in the other building with two of my friends. Or I crashed there because I was a college student. And up above the bathroom, there was this little door, like a little crawl space that normally people would use for storage because other apartments had it. Like in some there, they would open up and that's where the boiler was, right? There, that I should lead and say that apartment was haunted, which we didn't know, but we had like weird things. Like I used to feel somebody coming and standing behind me when it was just me by myself. And it really liked one of the guys there, and it would like follow him around the apartment. Like sometimes I would think that he was standing behind me and I'd turn around, there'd be no one there, and I'd be like, oh, he already left for work, like whatever. So there was the reason we knew that it was officially haunted was because one day I took a picture. When I took a picture, there was like this, it was like we knew it was a girl, but there was like kind of a head that was turned this way and like a pink tank top, like kind of wavy, and I was like, but one day we were just like, what the fuck is in that space? Because cold air is always coming from there, whatever. We got a ladder, we opened it up. There was like one of those, because we're in a basement apartment, there had like exposed pipes, right, that were going across the ceilings. There were handcuffs hanging from them. Yeah, we closed that shit right back up and never opened it.
You want to use Nikki.
Right? I don't want to see what's there. I don't want to see what's there. We were like, yo, they were like, you see that? I was like, yep. Nope. And we shut that shit right off. So no, I would not crawl into a door, even unless the door maybe looked like Alice in Wonderland.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Maybe.
So you'd crawl through a door?
Depending on what the door looked like and what I think it may lead to, depending on where I am. So, to be very honest.
This is another, like, me being in Jamaica for extended period story. My grandma had a room. I used to call it the piano room, but as I'm thinking back, she never had a piano. So why did I call it the piano room? I don't know. But it was always locked.
Because Jamaicans have nicknames for everything that don't make sense.
Okay, so that's true. But I don't it was a room that was kind of like it was like a ballroom. It was it was a really big house. It's like a 13-bedroom house. And there was like a party room. And I for some reason I remember it as the piano room, but it was more like a
Your
ballroom.
grandma had a 13-bedroom house?
Yes.
Is the house still there? And can I get an invite?
It's still there, yes. There are no more animals, and my evil uncle lives there right now.
Also, no.
So
So not
going
yet.
to
We
the
gotta wait
little
for him to
place.
die.
Okay.
But
Noted.
so it was like a ballroom, like a party room, and there was a small door, like raised up from the ground, like a cabinet. And I had to know what the fuck was in there. Like I just had to know. And one day that the piano room had like a grill door, like with a padlock. And one day it was unlocked. And so I went in there and then I saw that the cabinet door, the padlock was open. And so I opened that padlock and I crawled inside. And it was like all the American food that my mom was shipping to Jamaica for me. Cereal,
Aw.
pasta, peanut butter, like all the things that like my grandma absolutely did not buy. It was just like it was like Fruit Loops and shit. Like
So it was stuff literally from your other mother.
Aw.
yes,
Your real
yes.
other mother.
Because my mom would send us there for like 4 months, and then she would send barrels of like our snack foods
Yeah.
and all the American stuff that you can't get because my grandma lives in like the country area, like in the mountains.
Yeah.
And so it's like all the stuff that you can't get. It had to go through customs, like it's like a whole deal. And so my grandma would lock it up so that we wouldn't blow through it.
It's your
so
personal pantry.
Yes, so it was a pantry filled with fucking treats.
It was
Oh,
like
Doritos.
with Fort Knox security.
Yes, it was like it was like all like Nikki. When I tell you, it was all of the American snacks that you just do not get. Like
so your other world. Oh, yay.
oh my
I
god,
love that. My mom should have done that with groceries when she went shopping on Sunday. If she didn't want to see eat all the cereal before like Monday.
We find
My
it
mom,
anyway.
no, my mom used to lock us out. There was a back room in my mom's house, and she would put us back there. And there was a microwave and a deep freezer, and so like she'd basically give us rations for the day, and we'd be back there. And if we had to use the bathroom, we had to walk around the block to my aunt's house.
I remember you
man.
tell me that.
Yeah, we were just banned from the house, and I understand it now that I have children and see how they eat through all the shit I buy. Like I get it. I get
Yeah.
it. I understand. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry that we drank all of the juice boxes on the first day. I apologize.
Why are there no more Capri Suns left for your lunch? I didn't.
Not
There's
one.
There's one.
She'd
And
buy
we
the variety
piped
pack of
in.
chips. I'd eat all of them. I'm so sorry, Mom. My mom doesn't even know what YouTube is. Actually, no, she does because she watches like random Jamaican news videos on YouTube. But Mother, if you ever see this, I am so sorry we ate all those snacks. I am so
Bold of you
sorry.
assume she'd make it to the end of the video.
She would never. She would never. You're right. You're right. She'd see me drinking and be like, I can't do this.
This is
And
where
then
we
they-
hide all our secrets.
And then she'd start the prayer meeting.
So let me ask, if you guys could change one thing in Coraline, what would it be?
I'd probably give YB a bigger role.
That was mine too.
Yeah.
That was mine too.
He
That was
felt
mine too.
more important to me than he actually ended up being.
Yep.
Like a lot of like
Exactly.
the role that the cat played. I
Yeah.
feel like YB should have taken some of that.
That is a really, really good point.
Huh.
That is a
I'm
really
trying to
good
think of
point.
what I would have liked to have seen more or less of. Let me think about that. I feel like I would have liked to have met the grandmother sooner.
Yeah, especially because she made the doll, right?
We don't know.
And we know about her missing sister.
We know about her miss. I mean, I felt like the grandma was going to be in on it somehow.
I don't think the grandma made the doll because in the very beginning of the movie, you see the little
credits.
skeleton hands. Thank you. In the credits, you see the other mother's like all like metal hands like creating the doll.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
No,
right.
it's just like I'm wondering how she knew in the first place. But like YB said that grandma doesn't like kids in the house for that reason. But I'm wondering if it had something to like. I wanted to know more about the significance of the well. You know, because like wells are often like magical things, and I get that, but I don't think the like other than introducing the well in the beginning to be like, oh, this is where we're going to dispose of like the witch hand in this rock. But you know what I was disappointed with? I was disappointed that we heard the splash. Because
Really?
he said that the well is the well is so deep that if you're at the bottom, you can see the stars even though it's daytime. So I expected you to have to fall for a longer, like I wanted maybe longer time between the fall and the splash. It came too soon for me.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
No one said that either anyway.
No, I see what you mean. Yeah, and I do like what Nikki said about the grandmother needing a bigger part, because if you think about it, you know, like her sister was one of the victims, right?
Mhm.
So her, like, I would have liked her to at least have a couple more lines other than "Why born, come home." You know, I would have liked her to have like at least a little bit of that she could explain the backstory a little bit.
Yeah, because I feel like YB told her, like, if I met this new girl, right, who maybe I'm trying to be friends with, maybe not. Hey, Kay. Hey, Kay. If I had met this new girl and I would have gone like, yo, grandma, I gave this girl this doll and now she's talking about these other things. I'm like, right?
Yeah, like it would
scared.
have been
She'd
it
be like,
would have been
yo,
cool.
tell her not to do that shit.
It would have been cool to get more of the lore of the missing sister too.
Yeah.
How did she disappear? What
How
happened?
did she disappear?
Because
What
I think YB or someone showed Coraline, or there was a picture of the mom or the grandma and her sister holding a doll.
That came late, much later in the movie, though.
Yeah.
That's after she'd already seen the ghost kids.
Yeah.
But there's different accents and they're
Hey,
different
miss.
slangs.
Basically, you're saying Coraline needed to be a show, a miniseries.
I would
There's
have watched
actually
a
talk of
limited
a part two.
series. I would have watched a limited series that was like maybe 4 or 5 episodes.
I think
I'd
that
be
would
into
take it
it.
away from the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean,
Yeah,
it's
like,
great
now
the
is
way
the
it
show.
is. It would have taken away from the movie.
No, I want
For
more
me.
stuff. The only thing that I don't want is for, you know what I don't want if they say they were to do this again? I do not want to know why the bell dam is evil. I do not care why she's evil.
No, I'm
I do
so
not- I
tired of
hate
finding out
origin
people's
stories.
backstories.
Are
Like, just
putting
be
them on
evil.
the couch. Just be evil for no fucking
Just
reason.
be evil because you're fucking evil and you love that shit.
I'm gonna put it in the private chat.
Hold on, let me get to the chat.
We'll have to explain that to you offline, Jackie.
Yep, okay.
I feel like I should just explain it. She's never gonna watch this shit.
Okay, go for it. Bad vibes all day.
All right, I won't say her name. Grimlock had an OT. And from the moment he met her, he just cried and cried and cried. This continued for like 6 months, where he got no OT done because he would just cry for 30 minutes until she left. It was so bad that one day Nikki came over, and when she showed up, the vibes were so bad that Nikki was like, I can't stay here. And she went home. And I was shocked because Nikki and I don't live close to each other. So it's not like she's running home 10 minutes away. Like, it's a solid 45 minutes at least. And she was like, no, I can't do this. I can't stay. And then everyone around us had bad vibes from her. She's basically other mother.
She's other mother. It was to the point where, like, sure, I'm intuitive and all that stuff. If she was there and I was on the phone with Tanya, I could.
She would know. She would know. Like, she'd be like, you know what? Suddenly, like, I feel really just out of it. Like, I don't even want to talk right now. Like, I'll call you later. And I would text her like, oh my God, she was here. She even tried to quit and we couldn't find a replacement.
It was terrible.
It was so bad.
It was terrible.
His teachers talked about it. His other therapists talked about it. Like, everyone just got like purely bad vibes. And I was like, she's bringing fucking ghosts into my house. Like,
I
don't
was telling
know.
Tanya, I was like, this bitch is still a baby bad vibes.
Yeah. Like, it came off like she didn't actually like kids. I hope she never sees this. I am so sorry if you see this right now, but I was never gonna buy those organic.
Well, tell her we're still vaccinating our kids if she does.
She was cool with that. But she
Oh,
was
well,
like,
the
"Oh, I
other
think
thing
he
that
has a
was.
head injury. Like, go buy him some organic blueberries." And I was like, "He has a bump on his forehead because he fell down. Like, I'm not buying organic. Like, the organic blueberries are like $15.99 a bag. Like, I was like, I'm not doing this
Because that you needed a cold compress, duh.
I was like, he's gonna have to find antioxidants some other way because I'm simply not spending $15.99 on frozen
Yo,
fucking blueberries.
like she was the mistress of bad vibes. It was terrible.
It was so bad, and she was
Ugh.
so sad on her last day too.
Oh, boo-hoo.
She was the only one. Yo,
Yeah, it's just a
Grimlock was
person
not
being
feeling it.
bad, just plain out bad is actually a possibility. And you can
I'm
just,
into it.
ugh, gross.
You know, I might.
But yeah, I
like,
don't want any more like origin stories. Like I want like I enjoyed Maleficent, like the whole like the king did her dirty, but I like the idea that she simply wasn't invited to the baby shower, and so she was like, "Well,
Mhm.
fuck y'all." Like I like that. I
Exactly.
don't. I want them to be evil because they're bad people. Like I don't want there to be like a. So like the Beldam, like I want her to just be like, I'm fucking evil.
Nothing
I
redeeming
like,
about them.
yeah,
Nothing
like I
redeeming.
want the Beldam to be like, I like hurting children. It brings me joy.
I want to eat your soul. That is it.
That's
Period.
it. I
I
love
love
to
that.
hurt children.
This
Hurting
is the
children brings me
reason.
joy.
This is
Like,
the reason why I had such a hard time with the Grinch, the one that we got canceled because you got a concussion.
because I got concussed. We'll see you
last
again
year.
this Christmas. I will not get concussed this time.
We're trying. Jackie and AK, you can join us for that one too.
Going
But
Jim Carrey or the Grinch in
yeah,
general?
the one
Jim
with
Carrey.
Jim Carrey, because I
Yeah.
was like, why do I need to know why he's mean? Like, I understand like his heart grew, whatever, but I don't need to know that he was in love with a girl and had to shave it when he was 7 years old. Like, I don't care. Why can't he just be bad?
Right.
We
It
should do a
works for
stream
me for
about
the
that.
Grinch for some reason.
Because it's like
I
Jim
still love
Carrey.
that
it is
movie.
funny.
Jim
Like,
Carrey's my guy.
I
but
think
the
I think
jokes
I
were
loved it
lost
because
on me.
I think I
because of
loved it
that.
because he overreacted. Like
He
there was
did
no
overreact.
reason for him to react so strongly.
Yeah.
So I
I
think
was
that's
just
maybe
like,
why I love
I'm
it.
looking
But
at
yeah,
little
no,
kid
I want
Grinch.
people to be evil because they're
Never
evil.
wanted to
Like
see
I
that.
like being bad.
AK, we might actually have a Tuesday for that already. Hold on, let me consult my calendar.
Oh yeah, that's true. Can I put you on pause real quick? I mean, can I just mute myself and come right back and like?
Yep, December
40
10th,
seconds?
we'll be doing the Grinch.
Nice.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Yep, go for it. Yeah. Oh, look, it's us. Yeah. I don't need the evil explanation. Like, I was a psych major, I get it, but you don't have to tell us why somebody was bad. Just be evil. Be evil because it turns you on. Be evil because you don't know that there's another path in life. Be evil because just because. Be evil because your father is like the damn devil. Like, why does somebody have to be good?
Because it's not good to teach our children that evil just exists.
Yes, it is.
No,
Yes,
that's
it
no,
is.
I'm just saying that's what
I was
society
about to
is
argue.
telling us. No, no.
I was ready to argue about this.
Right.
Yes,
No,
it
I'm just
is.
saying.
There are bad people.
No, there
in the
are
world.
just bad people in the world, but everyone can be cured if they just believe. No, there's just evil in the
Of
world.
fairy tales.
But this is also a kids movie.
So,
well, you don't want to scar your kids.
How about the Brothers Grimm? How about Hans Christian
Oh, the
Andersen?
good stuff.
How about Aesop? How about all of these people?
Like a lot of kids don't realize that what they love today is based off dark shit from before.
Yeah.
No, my favorite is with Cinderella.
Yeah.
Because one sister cut off her toes
and
the other cut off her heel.
Mm-hmm.
And the shoes filled with blood, and that's how they knew like it wasn't the right fit. Like I have the Grimm's fairy tales. I have it on my bedside.
I want to buy them. I want to buy the original stories. People are like, oh, I love Frozen. I'm like, do you know what that's from?
No, I have it. I've had it for longer than I've lived in New York. So I've had it for over 20 years, and it's like I keep it on my bedside because I love to flip through it and be like, wow, this was fucking horrific.
Yeah, it's so good. Like it's so good.
The thing is that you learn that like the thing I love about those fairy tales and the things that I love about fables and folk tales is the things that we don't see here. It's like, yes, sometimes evil exists for no reason, and oftentimes the bad guys win and they keep winning. It doesn't matter that you did your best. It doesn't matter that that you tried. It doesn't matter that you wished upon a star and you said the rosary and shit. Sometimes evil just wins. And
I think that's why as an adult,
and they just like us. So,
Sorry, ahead.
Pete the cat.
I like Pete the cat. I think that's why as an
Losers are
adult.
gonna lose, winners are gonna win, and sometimes he should have cheated.
I'm
That's all.
sorry, but
Aw.
your Pete the
I think
cat
that's
hatred
why,
almost
as an
made me
adult,
choke.
you tend to relate more to the villains of the story as you get older.
Yeah, who does?
I
I
does.
feel like I related more to them when I was younger.
Well,
Now as I'm older, I'm like, I mean, I get it, but like, yeah, no, Pete the cat. Yes, no, I hate Pete the cat because he is mediocre, mid at best, and they keep writing books about him. And I guess, like, sure,
funny.
like not everybody's gonna be a winner, but why are you glorifying this nonsense? Like, if you're not first, you're last. Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby.
How come we haven't done that movie? I'm gonna add it to the
Can
list.
we? We should have Dar on for that one because we
Oh my
watch that
God.
all the time.
We'll have him on and we'll cosplay as him then too.
Yes, that should be when we cosplay.
shake and bake.
Shake and bake.
Ricky
Oh, I was about to
Bobby.
say something and I lost it. We were talking about being evil for evil's sake. What were you just saying?
I was saying that Pete the cat sucks.
Pete the cat sucks.
And that sometimes, yeah, it's a nice jack-o'-lantern. And like sometimes like evil wins. Like evil wins and it just keeps winning. Like the evil person gets rich. What is it? The grass or good things die, right? Or, like I love the hard lesson. Like I think it's the grasshoppers and the ants, right? And the ants were doing all this hard work and they were gathering during the season. They were harvesting. They were doing all these things. And the grasshoppers like, I'm a musician. I'm just gonna play my fiddle. And then the winter came, and he was outside shivering his ass off. And he like knocked on the ant's door, and the ants were like, "Nah, bro," and he died. He fucking froze to death.
I remember
Moral of the
that.
story: you should work hard, bro.
You
Grind.
should have taken care of your shit.
Exactly.
I was gonna say something, but I lost it.
Aw.
Damn it. That's gonna drive me crazy now.
No, Talladega Nights.
We have notepads.
Hold on, I'm gonna just highlight this because it's so funny to me anyway. Oops, wrong comments.
Well, let me get to the comments. Winter is coming.
So one of my cousins when I was
I've
like
had
a
that
kid,
in years.
he was an adult male, lived with a grandma to help take care of her more so than it was like him not, flying out of the nest. But like he was like he could cook now, and like he made shake and bake. And I remember thinking, like, what the fuck is shake and bake? And I
was a
refused
big
to eat
fan.
it. I never tried it because I was like, what the fuck is shake and bake? Like, I'm not eating that.
Oh my god,
Because
you
I
should
was used
totally
to my
make it.
grandma's cooking. Mind you, I'm
Yeah.
a person who ate hamburger helper, but
Hey,
whatever.
don't knock hamburger helper.
Shake and
I like
bake was a
hamburger
bridge
helper.
too far.
Yeah, shake and bake was somehow too far, even though I ate hamburger helper. So
I did used to love shake and bake. I feel like if I were to do that again now, I would definitely like brine my chicken first and then coat it with a shake and bake. Winter's coming, yes it is. And then I think it would still be good. It was
I
like
make fake hamburger helper now. Like I
Yeah.
do like taco seasoning on ground turkey, and it's like cheddar and pasta and some milk.
Okay.
My kids won't eat it, but I eat
kind
it.
of also known as
All right,
if
ladies,
you
I'm
are
going
in
to
New
be right back.
England, as American chop suey.
Yeah, oh my God, you just brought me back to elementary school. American chop suey. Like, what does that even mean?
What? Not what you think it does, because it has
What
nothing
does
to
it
do with
even
chop
mean?
suey. No, I agree. I think evil for evil's sake is why I enjoyed this movie. I don't want an explanation. I just want her to be bad. We know that the parents are neglectful because they're working towards a dream. Got it.
And I like that the Beldam, she's just like, you know what? Children's spirits are delicious. That's it. Children's spirits are delicious, and I'm gonna
As
eat
we'll
them.
learn next week when we talk about Bram Stoker's Dracula, like, you
still
got to
need to
go
watch
for the
that.
innocent. Oh, I can't wait for you to watch it. It's so
Yeah.
good. I love it. Like somebody told me that it's kind of campy, and we can talk about that next week. Don't care. It is
I gotta watch it tomorrow.
Yeah. I'll just say it. I feel like the things that were happening and the way that they were represented visually, and I will repeat this again next week, were ahead of their time at the time. But now looking back on it, and I guess they were a little bit corny then, but like when I see it for what it is now, I have a lot more respect. I have a lot of respect for it. Not that I didn't respect it before, but yeah. And that was before I realized when you say like Bram Stoker's Dracula, that it would be the equivalent. I was like, oh, like Zack Snyder's da 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 da.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah.
The director's
This
cut.
director was like, "Fuck this! This is my story," and I'm here for it. So, when you get Nikki Birch's the insert blank here, know that I took it there. Know that I took it there. I'm very
We
excited.
wait for Jax to come back before we.
Yeah, I wait for her to come
End
back
up.
before we sign off. But in the meantime, we can plug shit. Hey,
Yes, let's talk about what's going on. We
It's
have Comic-Con this
Halloween.
week.
I'm gonna say before we do Comic-Con, if you missed it, book club, Indigenous fairy tale, Indigenous horror stories, maybe
Dark
fairy tales.
fiction.
Dark fiction anthology. Never Will Sit at Night. We did the 2 stories from there. Navajos Don't Wear Elk Teeth and Kushtuka.
Kushtuka.
Yo, so good, so scary. I'm going to continue reading the stories in there just because. Other Mother came back on. Do you have
I can't
anything
see
to
shit.
promote?
Can't see shit on here.
That's fine. Do you have anything to promote? What do you
Got nothing
do?
to promote. Just what do I do?
Sure, you do. Drop your TikTok in here. Other Mother is a TikTok phenom and makes really, really funny videos about being a mother or
Or the other mother.
unaliving your husband or other stuff like that. I mean, I watch the videos. This is what they are. So
A lot of
do it-
voiceovers.
Do it while
What's
TikTok
your
is still
TikTok?
legal.
Put it in the comments.
Do it while
I
TikTok
can't
is still
type on
legal.
my thingy. You can do it
Oh.
for me. At Jack Sheb.
Hold on over here at Jack Sheb 20. Is it just at
Yeah,
TikTok?
at Jack Sheb. I don't know how that all works, to be honest.
Sheb.
Can't see through those.
Yeah, so check out Jack's on TikTok at Jack Sheb doing stuff. If you really want to get a taste for the humor, check out the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial videos because those shits are hilarious.
That's how I gained my following.
That's how she.
Thanks
gained her
again,
following.
everybody.
Let's see. So yeah, what book club just happened next week? Spooky season. Bram Stoker's Dracula. Super excited about that. But this week, me and Tanya are going to Comic-Con.
And we're cosplaying. This is going to be my first time cosplaying at Comic-Con.
It's going to be my first time at Comic-Con, and I'm cosplaying, except for day one.
This is my 4th time or 5th time.
Yeah.
If you see anyone from Supernatural there, which my other friend got me in on, I told her, I swear I wasn't going to get on that bandwagon, but then she made me do it, and now I'm hooked. If you see Misha Collins there, tell them that apparently we're soulmates.
As far as I saw, there's no Supernatural people on the list.
I don't think I saw anything for
John Boyega is going to be there, and let me tell you, I was looking at celebrity, like how much it cost to like take photos, and his pictures are only like $80 and $90, and I felt really insulted for him.
Yeah, that seems low.
Because what's her name? Let's say shit, the Olsen, Wanda, the Elizabeth Olsen. It's like 100 and something, almost $200 to take photos with her. And I was like, but he was in Star Wars, bro. Anyway, so yeah, we'll be at Comic-Con cosplaying. We'll be there the first day as ourselves, representing Stormlight Archive and the Cosmere.
And then the second day, more Cosmere. Because I think I'm gonna do Syl for the second day instead of the third day. I
have no idea what y'all talking about, but I can't wait to see pictures.
It's okay. Tanya's gonna be Syl. I'm gonna be Shalon. Saturday, I'm going Bleach. Yuroichi. Find me with the
I'm going Wheel of Time, Blue Aes Sedai.
And then Sunday is a secret. But if you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Like there's nothing else it could be.
What we started with, you know.
You know
what we all came.
You know our origin story.
Game of Thrones.
A song of ice and fire.
Winter is coming after all.
Ooh. I can see pictures. I just want pictures.
Dark wings, dark words, and all that.
Dark wings, dark words.
Darkwing Duck.
When there's trouble, you call DW.
Duck. Let's get dangerous.
Hey, we do a 30 Tuesday about theme songs. Oh, AK, I owe you that from last year when I wasn't able to join your stream trivia.
Theme songs?
Yeah. Mine was cartoon theme songs. And I was supposed to make a bunch of questions about it. And I did. I just wasn't able to join that day. So Let's see. Anything else? Anything else?
No, bitch. Thank you very much for hosting
we have
this, you guys.
Bram Stoker's Dracula next Tuesday. The following week, we have
Hold on. Let me see where you can watch
Invasion
it. 'Cause
of
you
the
know they've been
Body
moving this shit
Snatchers,
around.
1978. Yes, let's tell us where we can stream these things.
Let's see. All right. Where to watch? Pluto for free. Paramount Plus if you got the subscription. Amazon Prime Premium. The free place that you can watch it is Pluto. So
That's Bram Stoker's Dracula.
yes, it's gonna have ads. Sorry. MGM Plus, Paramount Plus, YouTube subscription, Sling TV, Amazon Prime Video, blah 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 blah. You can rent it. I think I watched it. I think I bought it actually. I think I bought it because it's a movie that I do love. We got Winona Ryder in there being awesome and young and like looking almost exactly the same as she does now.
Hmm.
Shout out to Winona on that. Let me see. Ooh, I just had to change the brightness of my thing.
Good
Who
night,
else?
Jackie.
Good night, Jackie. Oh, Midnight
Which
Society.
Jackie?
The right set, not you. You're still here, clearly. The right set, the writers' workshop. The writers' workshop that also doubles as the Midnight Society during spooky season has a series of short stories coming for you. The deadline of which we need to write is tomorrow. So I'm talking to y'all procrastinators.
I still have some voiceover to do.
Voiceover is fine to do because like we need the time to like do the voiceover like in the sound design between the written submission and now. But check out AK Watch's channel for that because we will be submitting them there. If you missed last year, AK is going to drop that link in the chat right now. Yeah, and stay tuned to 1,000 Eyes and One's our Instagram stories because we'll be on there. And the random stuff that I'm posting on Wine and Empty Stomach because now like the algorithm has been tweaked, so it's all book shit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. You might see one or two inappropriate ones about like really weird smut, like the one I heard about today about pumpkins. It's called Halloween. Look it up on your own.
Well, on that note,
Gotta keep it weird.
just keep it weird.
Keep it weird, my friends.
Follow us for posts about Comic-Con this week. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next Tuesday.
And I promise I'll try to have better lighting next time.
I'll buy you a ring light for your birthday.
I have two. I just keep
Yay.
forgetting to post them, like to use them.
Yeah, well, fine.
All right.
All right.
Whatever.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Jackie, stay here.
Oh.